Hi Virgo, welcome to your February 2019 General Tarot reading. It's Raina. Oh, I just got that card, albeit in a different position. Aw. It looks like the Eternal Flame. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, by the way, in case you were wondering. Ooh, Ten of Cups. The heart of the matter is represented by the Eight of Wands, and this is, you see that lightning bolt. The Eight of Wands is a card of, you know, springing to action and events that are fast-paced, kind of taking over your life. And I was kind of thinking about what that could mean ultimately. And what I thought of was when there is kind of a lull in the action. And myself, you know, thinking about the holidays, which have just come and gone, and how a lot of times things are put on hold during the holidays, and then after the new year, all of a sudden people are like back in town, they're ready to do business, they're ready to be, you know, doing whatever they were doing before the holidays. It's like they pick up where they left off, but there is that lull, and then like the Eight of Wands, it's like, it's almost like everything starts flying at once. And sometimes I also think of this as the, what's that word? I was going to say pure potential. That's not what I mean. Where it's a term in physics that means the potential energy. That's what I was thinking about, where the momentum, you know, it's like kind of like this pent up type of energy that when it's released, it has been stored so long that all this stuff starts pouring out. And sometimes it seems like life is like that, isn't it? Where it's like you could have this kind of real quiet, nothing is happening, and then all of a sudden everything is happening. Maybe too many things are happening. And you say to yourself, why, you know, couldn't it be more moderate? Why does it have to all go from one extreme to the other? And I don't think it always does that, but it's funny when it does, because it kind of shows you the other things that are going on in your life. So this could be your love life or your career. So maybe, you know, somebody's toiling away at their career and they feel like, oh, I'm just treading water, I'm not really advancing, and then all of a sudden you get a promotion. But not only do you get like a promotion to one level, it's like you almost like leapfrog and you go to a new level and you're like, whoa, I can't believe that I went from down there to up here. And then, but at the same time, you may be fielding offers from other companies and all kinds of things. And, you know, like feast or famine, I guess. In the past position, we have the Son of Cups, which is connected to the Knight of Cups. And, you know, I got something somewhere, not exactly like these cards, but in the Aries reading that I just did. And what I would say, and I don't think the Son of Cups didn't come up, but the Knight of Cups can be like an offer that is given to you. And it could be like of a romantic nature. I would even say too of a creative nature. So if somebody knows, Virgo, that you're the kind of person who likes to write songs and they want to collaborate with you, or they want to publish, or whatever you call promoting your songs, publish them, record them, or simply recommend a particular singer for one of your songs. Who knows? Or they just want to be like, they want to jam with you, or they want to be a co-writer. In your love life, it could be somebody that you're dating, but they're offering something romantic. It's not just like an affair. And this can be kind of like a catalyst with the Eight of Wands, where it triggers that sense of passion within you, and it's like you just want to make it happen. And this is like very atypical for a Virgo person, because usually you're the one who has your head together, you're very, cool, calm, and collected. And here, it's like you're like, whoa, you're the one who feels like gobsmacked, if I'm using that word correctly. I always thought it was godsmacked. But anyway, the higher message is the Seven of Wands. And, it's funny because there's something about this depiction of it that strikes me as different. Usually I think of this card about being somebody who is standing their ground against other people's accusations, their maybe insults. But in this particular context, this can be, to me, because it's Wands fire energy. And I think about the eternal flame. And I think about the number 7 and what that represents. And it represents a turning point. And I've said this before. I don't know if I said this to you as a sign, Virgo, but when you are interpreting tarot cards, when I was learning, I'm self-taught, and I think I've seen it more than once, where they say that you learn the definitions of the cards, the universal definitions, and then you look at the cards by yourself and make your own interpretation. So you're not ignoring the classic interpretation, but you're also adding to it your own feelings about what this represents. And it always stuck with me in the back of my head, but I've really not been too into that. And it's funny because one of the times when I did decide to interpret something my own way, it happened to be with the Eight of Wands, ironically. And somebody wrote to me and said, that's not what it means. And I actually had said, the classic definition, but then I added my own thing. And I've done that with the Seven of Wands too. I mean, it can be the card of being feeling like you're on the defensive because somebody is maybe disrespecting you. But in this context, because of the other cards, I'm thinking that the eternal flame is that you believe that there is somebody out there for you that's your soulmate. And when I see the Eight of Wands, with that lightning bolt, I think of the person who has instant, recognition of their soulmate. And they're not just accepting anybody that comes along. They really want that kind of, what do they call that? It's a lightning bolt, an aha moment. Something where you look at somebody and you know that they're the one. And to me, the Eight of Wands can be a card of inspiration too. Like you just have this idea that's creative and you're just like chomping at the bit to make it happen. And with the Seven of Wands, you may be creative, but on your own. Sometimes the number 7, I believe, can be about solitude. And so creating by yourself so that you can flesh out something that maybe is in your head of what you want something to look like, or if you're a writer, you have a character in mind and how they sound like and things like that. What crosses you is represented by the Daughter of Pentacles, which is the Page of... I'm sorry, I thought it said Daughter. Mother of Pentacles. But in the challenge position, the Queen of Pentacles. So who can this person be in the context that I'm mentioning? Well, you could be the Queen of Pentacles, because Pentacles is Earth. And in this position, it can simply be a person who is too focused on material concerns. That sometimes earth signs are like that, right? Because they're earth signs and the tangible is the most real to them. And that can make them overly cautious and sometimes too narrow, where they're, that could even like hamper creativity, because the person can only think about the material security and not about their wild inspirations that are leading to these great ideas. So be careful of that if you're in this creative mode. And same with relationships of like, there may be a dynamic person that has come into your life, and yet you're too into like, okay, how much money do they make? What are they doing? And that kind of thing can spoil the excitement that that person brings into your life. What's coming in is represented by the Mother of Wands, so that's a fire female energy. Fire is masculine, but combined with the female. Mother of Wands can be, it's Queen of Wands. So this can be a woman who is a working mother. And, well, with these other cards, it could be a very short courtship where you meet somebody and you're just instantly physically attracted to them. Sometimes wands can be like physical passion. So, is that you got pregnant. And now you're saying to yourself, well, if I'm pregnant, I'm still going to work. That's just how it is. I'm not going to let go of my job, because that might be why I got the Queen of Pentacles in the challenge position, especially if you have a position of authority that you feel like you worked to get up to that level, and you don't want to have to go on maternity leave or just give it up altogether, because you feel like you've come so far that you don't want to lose that. So you may just make up your mind and say, you know what, I'm going to be a working mother, and I'm not going to feel bad about that whatsoever. And if this has nothing to do with children, then this can simply be that you are taking charge of your career. And even if, there are cards here that suggest like creativity, you may just have a newfound appreciation for your job that you have. Maybe there was a little bit of dissatisfaction with something that you had, and you have these great ideas, maybe creative ideas that you want to turn into money-making opportunities. But you may realize that what you have career-wise is really a wonderful thing, and you don't want to kind of jeopardize that. But there may be like a romance theme in here as well, again, especially with fire signs. Aries, this is associated with Sagittarius, I think Leo, and then Aries is the other fire sign. The outcome is this is the marriage card, the Ten of Cups, happily ever after. So just this feeling, with all this fire energy, I really feel like Leo, see, that's one of the fire signs, Virgo, that you are experiencing a lot of enjoyment right now. Well, let's see. Well, here, in February, I'm trying to think is Venus in Capricorn in February? Probably. Yeah, so Venus would be in your 5th house, and that would make sense for artistic projects as well as romantic situations happening. And so you may be having like a lot of fun in February. You may be having like a lot of passion, and you may question yourself, Virgo, and say, is this really me? Feeling these feelings, having these experiences. The 10 of Cups is the card of happily ever after, having that sense that something has occurred that it's almost like, because it's number 10 is the end of a particular era. And if you've had like disappointment in love in the past, it's like this is the, the fairy tale ending. And this can feel like a long time coming for some of you. Who knows? But here it is. Finally having what you want. This is family harmony. It's just like all around good feelings. Okay, Virgo, that's what I have for you. So if you enjoyed this and you want more of a personal view on things, please click on the link below to my website. Otherwise, have a great February. Bye.